Good day, my guys. Oh, hope we're all having a great day. Today, I bring you something extraordinarily yummy. A very great way to add more vegetables to your meal. Oh, yeah. Whenever I make this meal, hubby clears his plate and asks for extra. Yes, that's right, extra. Catfish vegetable stew. If you're a catfish lover, you will really love this meal. But then again, if you don't really like catfish, you can also use your croaker fish or any other type of fish that you prefer. I mean, you will still enjoy this recipe. Believe me. Please, my guys, remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. I really do need that, and I appreciate everyone who has subscribed to my channel already. Please, I really appreciate. Thank you for doing so. Now let's go ahead and make this catfish vegetable stew. Here are my core ingredients. I have the catfish and lemon to properly wash it. I have ginger and garlic paste. You can as well use your raw ginger and garlic and just crush. I have the tomatoes. I have Scotch bonnet peppers. I have the red bell peppers. And also, if you have the ginger and garlic, you can also mix it here. If you don't have like a paste, you have the real, like the live ginger and garlic, you just add it to the blend. So for my catfish, these are the lemons to properly wash it. The main reason some people don't like catfish is because it's not usually properly washed. So you need to properly wash it. I will show you how to properly wash your catfish. So I have my ugu. You can substitute ugu for the preferred vegetable. This is going down with yam and plantain, but remember, you can also pair with rice, boiled potatoes, etc. Okay, of course, I have my onions. Oh, I love my onions. So now, guys, remember, you use other things like your chicken bouillon, your curry, smoked paprika, salt, cooking oil, and your stock cubes for this dish. So now, guys, let's go ahead and properly wash this catfish. So I'll be washing the catfish with some lemon and salt. Also, you can use some vinegar to wash your catfish. So what I'll be doing is, first of all, soak this catfish in warm water or maybe even normal water, but add some lemon into the water, add some salt, and let it soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, guys. Don't skip this step. Make sure you soak it. If you have your vinegar, you want to add some vinegar into this, go ahead and add it at this stage and let it soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I have just added some salt. It's very important to properly wash your catfish, so you take away all those slimy things. All those slimy things should be totally washed away. So let's go ahead and blend these tomatoes. So guys, remember, you don't have to like blend it so smoothly. I just blend it for few seconds. You can use your food processor for this because it helps you to blend it the way that you like. So take a look at this. You see, yeah, let me show you. Like this is what you need. You don't have to blend it like it's, don't make it very smooth blend, you know. Yeah, just roughly blend. Yeah, so let's go and prepare other things we need for this meal. I have my ugu. So this is just normally pick out the ugu, you know, the fresh ones, wash, add as much water as possible, add some salt, and properly wash your ugu. I do this for like 3-4 times to make sure it's properly washed. Then you go ahead and slice your ugu as, just try to make it as thin as possible, but please don't cut your hand though. Yeah, so just cut your ugu and set it aside. And by now our catfish should be ready for washing. So let's go ahead and wash this catfish. Properly wash this catfish. So you use the lemon and scrub. and scrub this catfish. You wash every part of your catfish, and if it's not already gutted, you have to cut it open from the neck part and dip your hand, your fingers into that catfish and take away all the things in the belly. You have to properly take all those things away. If it hasn't been done, I bought this one already gutted, but I still had some things that were still left in there, so I had to put my fingers in them and take them all off. So you have to properly do this. You have to open the mouth, especially if you're going to cook with the head. You know, if you eat the head, you have to open the mouth and properly wash it inside. It's very important that I show you how to wash your catfish, because if you don't wash properly, that meal will be a mess. All those sliminess, oh my god, you don't want to have that in your meal. So I will just do the same thing for the second fish, but some part of it will be off camera anyway. Go ahead, wash those bad boys. More washing. This is where you spend the most time. You need to properly wash this catfish. It's very important. It's very important that I say this over and over again, because that makes the difference in your meal. Normally I'm supposed to have like a separate video to show how to wash your catfish, see, but for now let's just do it this way. So you see, it's a gutted fish, but it still has some of those things in the belly, so make sure you check properly. Even if they said the fish has been gutted, make sure you check properly and take away everything in the belly. You don't want to have those nasty things in your meal, please. So that's not all the wash, you know. We'll go ahead and add more salt. Add more salt. If you have vinegar, you can spray, and then we begin to scrape. Yes, scrape. Use the knife and begin to scrape all those sliminess away. Properly scrape this thing. I have gone somewhere before and they gave me catfish, and oh my god, it was not properly washed. Oh my god, no. I couldn't even eat that fish. I had to leave it, despite the fact that I paid for it. So you don't have to do that. You don't mess your meal up and waste the whole money you have spent buying those ingredients. Wash your catfish properly. Scrape all those sliminess away. This steps is very important. Scrape. Just doing the same thing for the other fish, then I'm washing. Then you rinse it off properly. I'm just still checking that there's nothing left in the belly. In a running water, you properly rinse. I prefer to do this in a running water to make sure I'm proper, and then I'm putting more salt again. Guys, this is the third time. Then with lemon again, I'm going in again to keep washing this fish. If you have vinegar, remember you can as well add. This is the most important thing in this whole thing. And then I'm happy I have properly washed and rinsed off all those things. That I'm cutting my fish into my desired size. So just cut. Some people really like the head of catfish. You can go ahead and add it in your meal, but I don't really like the head, so I have taken it off. So now go ahead and add some hot water in that fish. The final step, add some hot water in that fish. You can as well add some salt. Another salt, yes, another salt. But the real reason why you're adding hot water at this stage is just to help that fish hold. We don't want this fish to scatter in the stew. So to help you hold, you just go ahead and pour hot water when you're done with your washing. The final step is pouring hot water, and then let's go ahead and make the stew. So in my pan, I have added my cooking oil, whichever one you prefer to use: vegetable oil, groundnut oil, sunflower oil, and then you add your onions. Allow these onions to saute just 1-2 minutes, and then you add your ginger and garlic paste. That's if it wasn't added in the pepper mix that you blended. If you added the raw ginger and garlic in your blended pepper mix, you don't have to add more ginger here. So allow this for a minute, 2, and then go ahead and add the ginger and garlic paste if that's what you're using. Yeah, so I just blend my ginger and garlic and put in a small bottle and refrigerate. This saves me a lot of time. Maybe one of these videos I'll show you how I prepared that. It's a very good way to save time in the kitchen. So when you're happy with this, you add your pepper mix. Just the way you make your usual stew. You fry this till it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to properly fry this. So here I have my water boiling in another pan. I'll just go ahead and add some salt and add in my yams. I'm gonna add the yam first, and then after a few minutes I'll add in the plantain, because the plantain of course gets ready earlier than the yam. So you go ahead and add your yam first and let it cook for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes before you add the plantains. That's the stew. Just the way you make your usual stew. You let this thing dry as much as possible. So continue to turn to make sure it doesn't burn. You turn, you leave it for a few minutes, then you come back and turn, make sure it's not burning. So here, you go ahead and add your stock cubes, add some salt, smoked paprika, curry, chicken bouillon, your seasoning for the stew. Just go ahead and add them at the stage. I also added in some chicken seasoning. I added in some smoked paprika because I really like how it tastes in my stew. That's it. See? So turn your stew till it's dry and that oil begins to come on top. You can also test it. That's how you know when your stew is ready. When you taste it and it doesn't have that slapping taste, you know it's ready. And then the oil begins to come on top. Here I'm adding in some water, but if you prefer, you can also add some like your chicken stock or your meat stock, but I think water is enough for this meal because it's a very tasty meal. Really, it's sweet enough. But you can add your chicken stock, meat stock, you know, your chicken broth. So here again, add in your fish. Remember, it mustn't be catfish. Add in your fish at this point because your stew is ready. You add in your fish. When you're turning this, you have to be careful so that your fish doesn't scatter. So you're more like turning around the fish, just, you know, using your spoon to like turn around the fish, you know. Don't let your fish scatter. You will have to let this cook for at least 15 minutes. I mean, depends on the size of the fish. 10 minutes is actually enough for this fish because it's not like very big ones, but the big ones, you know, the bigger it is, the more time you need to leave it to cook. So while it's cooking, you're turning. Just trying your best to see that you don't scatter the fish. You're turning around it. You're turning around it, you know. You lift it up with a spoon to turn under the fish. You need to really avoid scattering that fish. And then after like 10-15 minutes, depending on the size of the fish, you add in your vegetables. Here I am using ugu, but you can use that, you know, that leaf we call green. I call it green, you know, in Nigeria. Some call it spinach. Whichever thing you know it as, that vegetable works very well with this meal as much, you know. So you add in your veg, and then remember, keep trying to avoid scattering that fish, you know. So after your vegetable, some people like their vegetable to cook for like 2-3 minutes, and some just prefer to just add in the vegetable, put off the fire and cover. So, but I like my veg to like cook for like maybe a minute. But look at, come on, take a look at that. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. Oh, especially if you like catfish and you eat this meal, you thank me. Yes, it's ready. Look, now we are serving. That was quick, wasn't it? The only part that took some time was just washing of the fish, and it's very important. It's very important. So now serve this delicious dish to whoever and get those praises. This is a wonderful meal, so yummy, and a good way to add vegetables to your meal. My guys, I beg, remember to subscribe to my channel. I need to keep doing this wonderful work of God. Please subscribe, come back, watch more videos, like, share with your loved ones so that you're sure they are eating good food. Yes, thank you for coming back, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate, I really truly appreciate. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.